Hey guys, it's Shady and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've uploaded. I have been away. I'll explain this at the end of the video. But for you now, I have a brand new podcast for you with my good friends Tim and Alex. So I hope you enjoy the video and I'll speak to you in a little bit. Right, so the first topic for today is going to be the burning games. So actually this time Alex is with us. So Alex, you can introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, sure. So hey, my name's Alex, and you probably know me from various Discord servers and stuff like that. I run Ep.2 server. That's one. I'm sure you might know that one. Don't forget to join it.
Nice plug.
Yeah.
I like that. And we're also joined by Tim. If you're an avid listener of the podcast, then you already know who Tim is. So that's good.
Yep. Hello.
Yep. So the first topic, like I was saying, it is the burning game. So what do we think about the burning games?
Rubbish.
Right. Elaborate.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't play many of them.
I completely disagree with Alex. I love burning games.
Right, because Alex has no idea what we're on about. Tim, you can talk about the burning game.
I actually like it. I think it's the best credit earning game mode that Blitz has ever put in the game so far.
Yeah, I like the burning games. It's different to usual actually, because it's not over the top like overkill like Uprising is. It's just like it's standard. You have your first life. It's all normal at that point, and you lose your HP every like 7-ish seconds or something, and then you can just go on and with your second life you can still clutch up if you fucked up your first life. So I think it's quite good. It's different for the game, which is I suppose one good element of it.
I think it's quite nice because people get to focus more on team play, more than ever. So you have to heal your teammates. You gotta know when not to push, even if you're leading. Like let's say 7 versus 4. With burning games, it gives you the incentive of actually thinking, oh, we don't have to push, not yet, because all our teammates are low HP. We have to heal each other up. So it gives you that extra dynamic. You have to be more aware of your team and I don't know. It seems more fun.
Yeah, that's true. It's good as well because it teaches particularly newer players that
they're not gonna learn.
That everyone's gonna understand the game.
Yeah. Most people are just YOLOing in.
But you get some people that will get wise to the fact that they can utilize the fact they have 2 lives. So if there's perhaps like one enemy that's has 1 life remaining and they're gonna die, but they'll take out the enemy, then they'll take the trade-off of dying for the other life, but they kill someone else in the process. So that's like the trade-off of having the game mode. You learn like the good exchanges and the bad exchanges of what you should do in the game, which I suppose is a positive thing. But of course you get the idiots that will just YOLO in for no reason with both their lives and just ruin it for everyone. But that's the same with every game mode that comes in the game, I suppose.
And regular.
Yeah, regular battle as well. They're just a joke at this point. It's unfortunate to see there are a large amount of people leaving the game at the moment, and that's just being filled by newer players that have no idea what's going on, and they tend to be extra saltier than they used to be. I've been called out countless times for being a shit player despite carrying them with 5k damage in a tier 9, but they just don't understand how to play properly anymore, and it's just frustrating, and that's probably half the reason which caused me to take a break for so long. But yeah, I think the burning games is good. Anything else to say on the burning games before we move on?
For me, they were completely confusing from the start, especially. Just when they started, it was like, what is this? I had no idea.
That's true, yeah. There's not much like interface explaining the new game mode, unless you look in the news section. Yeah, there was a video?
Yeah, there's a wargaming video about it.
Well, if there's a wargaming video about it, then there is content. There is stuff there to tell you how to play.
It's
I
probably not the
didn't see
best
that.
video, but it does give you the key points. Oh, you have to heal your teammates. You're gonna bleed every few seconds.
Oh, okay. So they made a video. That's fair enough. Perhaps because I had no idea about this. Maybe they should have publicised it a bit more. I'm sure they did a bit, like an announcement in game, but they could have announced it in other places or asked what's it called, contributors to publicise it as well to spread the awareness.
But I mean, not everyone's that familiar with all the contributors. That's why.
Yeah, I suppose it's true. Yeah, fair enough then. But yeah, the burning games, I think that's an interesting new dynamic to the game. It's interesting. I like it. Even if Alex has no idea what's going on, I think it was alright.
Great.
That's true. So next we're going to move on to another game mode which has been in the recently, and that will be Mad Games. Everyone I'm sure watching this will be familiar with Mad Games because it's the oldest game mode that we've had that is different to randoms and ratings. Mad Games changed this time, didn't it? They changed the power-ups on every tank, I believe. So what do you think about that?
They
nerfed the rammers.
The super pushing. It's rubbish now.
The SU-100Y, super pushing, the Foch, all the major rammers.
Oh yeah.
They took it out.
Yeah, like 263. Yeah.
That was the main fun factor.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I noticed. I was like, why is this not a thing anymore? But I just don't. I can see why they did it because people would just YOLO, but that is the main reason why you would play Mad Games anyway. It's just part of the fun. So it's kind of irritating for them to do that, but maybe it'll come back to normal in the future. Who knows? But would you guys think about Mad Games? Do you enjoy playing them, or do you think otherwise?
They're all right.
I think it's about the same. Yeah, it's all right.
Well, in Mad Games, I always find that that teams are always pretty useless, mainly because they don't know how to use their power-ups properly. Because you'll have people that will, the one where you can jump your tank forwards or backwards. They'll do that, and they'll do that into you when you're shooting your like 20-second reload gun on a 183, and they'll hit you, so you miss your shot. There's some things that are annoying about it. That perhaps could be better, but I'm sure wargaming can't account for everything in this game full of an increasing number of idiots. Yeah. Anything else to add about Mad Games? That one's quite simple. There's not much to say about it.
Probably should have.
It's the same Mad Games.
They should have added some new power-ups, really.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a good idea. Yeah. Alright, so the next game mode we're going to talk about is Uprising, which we just know is Mad Games on steroids. The power-ups are much better. They're completely different, actually, but you have similar ones. Uprising is probably my favourite game mode out of all of them, just because of all the different power-ups and the fact you have 3 lives, so you have longer to enjoy the game. But what do you guys think about it? Go on, Tim. You tell us what you think.
Yeah, I kind of wish Uprising came back, so I can make a better comparison between burning games. But overall, the gameplay, I'd say it's a bit more fun because you have more lives, and you actually use the 9 minutes, better than you use the 9 minutes on burning games.
Yeah, that's true. It's so much more like interesting because you have the 3 different lives, you get 3 sets of power-ups, so you can... Actually, no, it's 2 sets of power-ups.
It's RNG,
you get 2 sets of power-ups depending on how long you stay alive and how much damage you do and stuff. That means you can configure your tank in multiple different ways depending on what you're playing and stuff, which is cool. Sometimes you get completely screwed over when you get a shit power-up, like ramming damage when you're in TD or something. Like those ones are terrible, but it's to be expected when everything's randomized, I suppose. Alex, have you got anything to say about
I like it because every battle and every new life you get, it makes your gameplay unique. It's always something different, and because it's randomized, it's just a better experience. You can't expect the same stuff all the time. And then I also love how satisfying it is to get big damage numbers, like over 10k.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because obviously randoms and ratings, they're so repetitive. It's literally just the same thing again and again and again and again. There's not much variety there, apart from the fact your team's either going to be useless or semi-decent. But in Uprising, every game is going to be completely different because of the different configurations and stuff. So I like that aspect of it. It made the game a lot more interesting in a time when the game was starting to go into a decline, and I think Uprising managed to stop the decline and bring players back to the game because of it was more unique. I think if it was Mad Games, it wouldn't have been enough to bring people back, but because Uprising was brand new and a much bigger scale version of it, I think a lot of people came back just to play it in that respect anyway, and it brought a lot of new players in as well. So I think that was quite good.
I'd say.
So also recently, well, not recently anymore, but in the recent past, we also got Gravity as well.
Yep.
I think Gravity is really fun, actually, just purely because it's so different that you can just enjoy it. There's no stress in there. It's just fun, especially with the Sheridan and the mouse and stuff like that. It was great fun to play and to do. I hope Wargaming bring it back soon. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it as well. So, what do you think
Awesome.
about Gravity?
It's great. Yeah, it's great. It's a great mode.
Just float.
Wait, can you actually do the bat chat? You can actually fly like a Sheridan with the bat chat.
Yeah, I think probably you must be able to.
I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard from some people that you can actually fly like a Sheridan.
I haven't actually tried that because I didn't play the back chat at all until this morning. Actually, on the moon map as well, which I think is pretty cool. They made the decent map for the game mode. I think it's just funny when you just get launched by like a Yag, for example, and then you get lodged inside a building and you get stuck. That's just, it's so unusual that it makes the game interesting. I think it's quite fun when that kind of stuff happens.
The game
Exactly. I think that's just fun. It's different, so I quite enjoy that kind of stuff. Of course, having tournament games and normal battles all the time, it gets very boring. So there needs to be some new aspect of stuff, and I think the game modes definitely provide it. Have you guys got anything else to say about Gravity, or should we move on?
I think that's good.
Yeah, right. I just thought of another game mode that I
Realistic
forgot
battle.
about actually. No, it wasn't realistic. It's the 5v5 game mode. I
Skirmish.
thought that was really good, actually. Because it was shit for
It's
to
skirmish.
play. Oh, that's what it is, skirmish.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite game mode if it's not
That's fine.
Uprising.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I just said 5v5 because I couldn't remember the name.
I think it was the easiest game mode to actually, win games.
Yeah, because your actions had a larger impact on the game as well. Because there's only 5 people, so
Yeah, you don't have to carry so hard against 7. So
exactly. And it also teaches people how to play in a team better than it would in normal, because obviously if you all play by yourselves, you're not going to win. So I think that was good as well. I did enjoy Skirmish. Not that I played it very much. What do you think about it? And I know Tim likes it. Alex, what do you think?
I have no idea because I had my break when Skirmish was a thing. I've had literally 0 battles in Skirmish.
oh man.
As you can see, bringing Alex onto this episode was very worthwhile.
Yeah, sure. But from what I hear, it's good. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. It's all right. We'll forgive you for this one. We can't expect you to know everything.
Yeah, I'm not that clever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We knew that already. But, another thing that I thought we'd discuss as well today is the crate meta. Obviously, you know, Wargaming increasingly like to bring out new tanks, and they typically come in crates, which we get like a 3% to 5% drop chance of getting a tank, for example. The T-22 when it came out, even the Dracula now. And what do you think about crates? Because I particularly despise crates just because of the chance that you're paying for something you're not guaranteed to get. So in my eyes, it's just a way of them exploiting you. But what do you guys think about it?
It's crates, man. It's crates. If you
Horrible.
want to spend money for it, yeah, it's horrible. But if you want to spend money for it, you want to try to get the vehicle, that's on you. That's on you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I mean,
you
I
don't
spent
know.
about $300 last time the T22 came out. That's so I probably spent about $1,000 for the T22. I still haven't gotten it.
Jesus.
I mean, it's fine. I just want a T22 for a collection, for my collection.
That's fair enough.
If I still don't get it, I'll wait for Christmas, see how it goes.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it at Christmas for sure this year, I think.
No, we're aiming for
They might-
the M454,
M454, what's that?
the upcoming heavy tank, the French heavy tank that has a 130 millimeter gun. Has the
I
broken
know what you
vehicle.
mean. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
Me on PC
What
wasn't
tier is
broken.
that?
Tier 10.
Tier 10. Oh, great! Another one to ruin my
Yeah.
experience.
Means
Really.
I mean, when the Super Conqueror came out, it was like, oh, it's okay. It's not the best vehicle, but it's not bad, so it's okay. T22
Yeah,
came out, it's fine. It's easy to take out.
Yeah, the same with the VK as well.
VK or the 5A or the Badger, all those like tier 10 collectibles, they're all good vehicles,
Yeah.
but they're not.
They're all good.
they're not broken.
They've
The
done a good
biggest
job of
issue,
balancing
though-
them.
And then they're
In
bringing
fairness.
The biggest issue, in my opinion, is
Yeah.
they bring loads of people on tier 10 that should never be there in the first place. Like people that just start the game, they get to like tier 5 and then they gamble and get a tier 10 and they have no experience of playing tier 10 and they just wreck the game.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause
They could-
you get in a battle and you see a T-22 and you're like, oh, surely they must be half decent, and they turn out to be awful because they've got 200 battles and they've just got lucky. So I see what you mean.
Well, what
actually.
Wargaming should be doing is like, okay, yeah, you're a new player, you get a crate tank, fine, right? It's a tier 10 crate tank, it's fine. But you should be matched with people with low number of battles, but then you have the reroll, so you're pretty much gonna get screwed anyway.
Yeah, that's true actually. Because there's such a large amount of rerolls these days that even with the 5,000 matchmaking, the 5,000 battles matchmaking, where you get easier battles with minus 5,000, there's so many rerolls these days that you're fucked either way. Really, you can't really do much anymore because a lot of people, particularly now, they've all started to reroll because they've all got like 40k, 30k accounts. So they will go back and reroll, and as a result, the shielded area of Blitz for the new players, where they're supposed to learn their game off by themselves, that becomes invaded by the better players, and as a result, the newer players don't really learn anything because they just get collapsed every game by rerolls. So I think Wargaming perhaps could try and do a different system with that, in some way, perhaps maybe still do the 5,000 battle reroll thing, but maybe make win rate an element of it, because obviously rerolls have a high win rate. Then you could filter it out with high win rate battles against high win rate battles, instead of just a high win rate battle against low win rate and they've got no chance. So there's definitely things they could do to improve the experience of new players, and then therefore when they come into the mainstream flow of the game, therefore it improves our experience of it. But at the moment they're not doing much about it.
It's actually
so-
also pretty hard to do that. What if they're a new player, but they're actually decent? Like they get how to work this game.
That's true, but at the same time, that's only a minority of the new players anyway. And if they're a new player and good, then they're going to be able to stay good against the other good players as well. Because the other players that have high win rate and rerolls, they don't even have to be particularly good. It's just because they know how to play better than the others. So that's one solution they could do. I'm sure there's better solutions than that. It's just an idea, but I'm sure there's something that can be done to make it better than it is at the moment. I think it's all right at the moment, but I think there's more that could be done to improve it, if you know what I
I
mean.
definitely think it's an issue with the rerolls that new players that enter the game and they get matched against these good players that are re-rolling, they might get fed up of the game just because they just get wrecked each and every game by good players. They lose and lose and lose, and nobody likes losing a lot, so they end up leaving.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially, and that's the opposite of what wargaming wants to achieve as well, because they want to get as many players as possible and to maximise their potential profits. Um, and if that's what's happening in the game, they're just driving away players. Of course, there's always going to be people that will spend money on the game, myself was included. But at the end of the day, their intention as a company, as a business, is to maximise the most profit as possible. It's not to create the most satisfying game. It's to make the most money. So, if I was in their position, I'd do something to impact the newer players and possibly influence the older players that have been spending money for a longer time, because obviously the experience of the older players is that over time, obviously the experience is going to get worse because more and more people leave. Then you get put with the newer people, and as a result, you don't like playing with them, and you get driven away. Me as an example, I quit the game for like a solid month just because I was so fed up of the game. Tournaments were ruined, and there was nothing really else in the game for me to do. But I came back because I saw there was a new game mode, so I thought I'd try it. And you know what? I'm back here right now filming a new podcast, so it's not too bad. But I don't know. Do you think there's anything else that can be done
I'd
by
say
wargaming to improve the
they
experience
just
of the
really
game?
need to comfort both the old players and the good players, and also the new ones, and not just focus about the profit and making new players stay and gamble and buy more stuff.
Yeah, that's true, because I understand that their intention is to maximize profits, but that
Yeah.
comes hand in hand, particularly with good game experience. Because if you have a good game experience, the more likely you are to spend money on the game. That's just a known fact. So I suppose that's what they should aim for, because at the moment, particularly now, we know that wargaming is $1 billion like corporation
I mean, they are
or
having problems
euros.
in Belarus, aren't they?
Yeah, that's understandable because obviously the riots and stuff. But at the same time, we at the moment it's very difficult for the player base, because obviously we know from a company that has a lot of money such as wargaming, and I know they have multiple different games to tend to as well. Of all the games, we undoubtedly have the worst servers for any of
Oh,
them.
Blitz. Definitely.
Blitz has terrible servers, and that is very irritating. And I know for a fact that drives players away as well. There's people that just quit the game because they just literally can't have a decent battle because of anything. So
Like, if you saw
that's something that they could look
Martin Dogger's
into.
stream the other day,
Yeah,
Martin was actually one of the for a fact I know one of the servers is in Belgium.
yeah,
It's either in the Netherlands or in Belgium. One of the EU servers for Blitz, and he was still getting like 6% packet loss, and he's in the Netherlands, right? He's Dutch, so you can see
exactly.
how
Yeah.
bad the servers are. Like, if you're in that country where the server is and you're connected to that server, how are you getting
Yeah,
6
exactly.
10% packet loss?
Exactly.
They could say it's your connection, but
so bad.
it's not. I mean, everyone, even Grump players, were saying that from the UK they're getting 6%, 7% packet loss.
Exactly.
It's really bad.
Mine's getting bad as well.
Like 100 ping.
And
That's how bad it is.
yeah, exactly. I used to have consistently 18 to 20 ping. Now I have 150 consistently, and I live in the UK, and it was fine before. And the thing that annoys me about this is that wargaming, well, I say wargaming, I mean the Blitz team, like Ribble and stuff like that, they refuse to acknowledge the fact that their servers are shit, and they say it's our connection every time. We will complain about it, and they'll blame our connection on it. And we all know, how can the whole community say we have a problem, and then they say it's the whole community's connection? Because that's basically what wargaming's saying, is every single internet provider in Europe is shit and they can't provide internet properly, which I severely doubt is the case. So they need to do something about it, and they do really just fail to do that every time. We've been asking for this for a long time, haven't we? It's been slowly getting worse for sure for the last year or so, and he still refused to do anything about it, which is very frustrating.
Yeah, and there's nothing much you can do. I used to have 200 ping to EU, so I was doing well.
Yeah.
And when I got my tier 10 on EU, I was like, okay, I'm gonna spam regular games, you know. But now my ping to EU is like at 300. And for some people, they say, oh, it's not that noticeable. It's because I'm already compensating for the amount of ping. So I already know, like, okay, the ping's that high. I have to do this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
they're saying, oh, you're not having problems. You're still doing 7K games in a Smasher. Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have never done that. But, you know, getting those kind of games, it's because the player is actually better than, you know, the connection.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have to pre-aim the pre-aimed shot. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to pre-aim your pre-aim.
I'm still getting 550 meter HE shots on someone with the Smasher.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I went to Asia recently. I went to Thailand, and I was trying to play on the servers, and I would get with a VPN, I could get about 250 to 150 ping, which is all right. It's just the fact that you need to learn to compensate for the extra amount of ping. So you got to shoot a little bit earlier and stuff. You got to get used to it.
And when you're poking out, let's say you're in a heavy and you're trying to side scrape and you're trying to be like peek-a-boom like an E100, it makes it harder for you because you can't do those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not that you can't do it, just a bit harder.
Yeah, I get you mean.
Even with the Progetto, I used to be able to dump shots on people, like effectively. Now, combined with the nerf, with the Progetto nerf last year, and with the increase in ping for EU servers, it's actually hard to do 4K, 5K games anymore on the Progetto. I can still do 3K, but that's just barely. That's just because of the EU teams that you're facing. They're easier to farm off.
Yeah.
But you can't do the 5K games. I can't really win that many games anymore.
Really need to just.
Maybe I'm getting being a nub.
It's even happening with me. Like, I'll have moments in a game where I need to clutch the game. For example, in a 268, which I play a lot at the moment.
Okay.
I need to have one shot which will clutch the game and I'll win the game. But the game will just, at that moment, the ping will go crazy and the game will just start flying my tank into the air. And after it, I've been killed by a 12% player. Well, that's unrealistic. Like a 40% player. And I've lost the game because of the connection. It's not because of my connection. It's because purely of the servers. Yeah, and it's happened so many times. It's so frustrating to know that you could break a damage record. I think this happened the other day. I think it was 8.6k in a 268, and I just needed 2 more shots. There was easy 2 targets to farm for me, and the server just completely raped me. And I was flying around for the end of the game. As soon as I got killed, everything normalized again, and I could just watch miserably as we lost the game because of the server. And it's just so frustrating for it to happen all the time.
I gotta give the Wargaming though. They did Ribble did acknowledge on one of the last streams they had. He did acknowledge that the ghost shell problem, at least on every server, you know, it's been an issue and they're trying to fix it with the network code.
Yeah.
At least they promised to do something about it. Or at least they recognized, okay, ghost shells are a big issue. But it's not that now. But now it's not about just ghost shells. It's about like literally, for no reason at all, like literally lagging.
Yeah, like exactly.
Like my ping to Asia server, because I play in Asia. My ping in Asia server is like 15, 20. Because I'm in Singapore right now, and the server is in Singapore, so it's usually 15, under 15. That's great ping, right? And then you get matches where you get like 190 ping with.
Exactly, that's the same with me. And it's so annoying that for it to happen so consistently. And yeah, you're right. They acknowledge the ghost shells, but even during the tournament time with Twister,
that was bad.
Countless times that we had packet loss and we had ping during the tournament games. And I think it's not Ribble, like it's Rexy. commandant who does the tournaments for Wargaming, and he refused to acknowledge the fact that it's the server's problem, and he tried to claim that it was entirely the players' problem, even though it happened to 5-6 of the top teams on EU. And I think it happened even worse on Asia and NA as well. EU just got lucky.
Yeah, I got a couple of negatives on the military honor thing, not attending tournament and shit. I got a couple of those because the server literally just potatoed.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so frustrating, and they could, if all they need to do is just say, yeah, we'll do something about it, and
that's fine.
The problem with be halfway there, exactly. For them to even acknowledge it, like the ghost shells, it took them ages to acknowledge that, and I think it will take them ages to acknowledge that they have a server issue.
It's probably hard to fix it for them,
obviously,
because they have money to do it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, they do. Exactly, and obviously I acknowledge what's going on in Belarus at the moment. They've got other things because they sometimes they do get their power cut off and stuff, but their servers aren't in Belarus. They're in wherever Tim said they were, in Belgium and Netherlands. So,
Netherlands.
And they're not going to be affected by a dictator in Belarus, are they? So even though they've got a problem there, they can still work around it. Like, not everyone works from Belarus. They've got a large enough team of people that I'm pretty sure work elsewhere. And it's not the CEO. It's like the director of the Blitz aspect of Wargaming. He's American, and you think for an American that plays the game so regularly, like he claims, surely he can see himself. Yeah,
bullshit.
He says regular. Yeah, exactly, bullshit. Because you think for someone that would supposedly play the game regularly, they'd notice this stuff and they'd do something about it, particularly when it's your company's thing. But the fact that he says he plays all the time but doesn't notice any issues with the game, then I think he's just lying, which is just ridiculous. Like, you don't have to play the game. It's fair enough. You do enough already. Just don't say you do when you don't. It's annoying.
I think it's more common in EU and Asia servers. And NA, I think people just got used to the fact that it's going to be this much ping, whatever happens. So I think NA got used to it. But on EU and Asia, if you have good internet connection, you're used to like slightly lag-free gameplay, and then you start getting these games that's pretty bad. But NA they should actually take a look at it. I was playing NA with my friend, and he's not a bad player. He's a 70%er on NA. Yeah, it's one of the bigger guys, and we were getting actually like 7% constant packet loss.
Yeah, when I play on NA as well,
his ping is 6 ping with 77% packet loss. That's and that's pretty bad.
He lives right next to the server, and
I think that one of the servers is either. There used to be 4 servers. Now I think it's only 2 servers.
Yeah, they did cut it down, but why would they do that? I don't understand. What is the point of doing?
I think it's about cost. You gotta save a bit money. I think the servers cost a lot of money. So if not a lot of people connect to the 4th server or the 3rd server, they will, okay, we can cut it down. I mean, everyone's thing is going to go up, but it shouldn't be that bad.
I understand on NA why they would consider that, because NA is a server which is in decline at the moment.
No, he's just the worst, man. We only have like 6,000 players.
Yeah, that's true.
We had 3 servers, now we're down to 2. We have Singapore and Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
Not including China. So China's a different server on its own.
So NA and Asia
have 2 servers
declining. Yeah,
no, Asia's been we've been holding at 6 to 8,000 players. So even if the servers are declining, everything's declining. We're still about 6 to 8,000 players. It's always there.
Yeah, and we're roughly double. So
no, EU's about 30, still 30,000.
Is it 30,000?
Yep, it's still pretty okay, but you're getting more new players instead of the old players playing it.
Yeah, it's not as many as it once was and could have been, I suppose.
I think NA used to be like 15,000. Now they're down to about 9.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, NA was 18,000 at one point. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I think they're down to 9.
I don't know what it is. It's halved in NA. So, and the thing that is weird that I don't understand about, obviously Russia, the RU server is very successful for them.
Yeah, bots.
And they get a lot of players there.
It's a lot of bots.
All their server costs go to Russia, but they don't bother doing anything to do with us. Like,
and the fun fact is when you play in RU, it's usually you'll get about 5 literal bots on the enemy. Like Wargaming keeps denying it. There's no bots. We're actively deleting the bots from the game.
Yeah, literally.
The guy I've just faced the guy a few games ago. 100,000 battles, 28% win rate, 100 average damage. And when you can look at his when you look at the screen, he moves his cannon right, like a 45-degree angle, moves forward, moves back. He keeps doing it. It's same thing over and over again. So it's a bot. It's a literal bot in Wargaming. It's reported. Yeah, you never ban those people. On RU servers, you'll have like 5 of them on both teams. I'm not saying every RU game is like completely idiots. You can have idiots, not bots. But from my experience in RU, I have about 15,000 battles in RU server, and yeah, there's a lot of bots. You can literally do 7k damage in a tier 6 game, easy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's very frustrating as well because we've said it to them for such a long time and they refuse to deny it. It's just very frustrating. It's just an example of a company. Just for an example, for a comparison, let's say Wargaming on one side is doing fuck all for the community and trying to focus on their profits, which I suppose is fair enough from a business point of view. And we have Activision, who also do COD Mobile, because we're going to keep it on a mobile aspect. In COD Mobile, there was server issues as well. And the community were pissed about it. And they brought it up with the devs straight away. And within, I think, 2 weeks, it was fixed. Activision sorted it straight away.
Because I think Activision, the COD Mobile, they're actually making a lot of money from it. From buying the crates and stuff.
Apart from the fact that Call of Duty is a very more well-known brand, it's the fact that the user interface and although Wargaming are fixing the user interface, it's the fact that the game is so much more player-orientated than Blitz is because Activision have got enough money as it is and they're raking in the money because of it, just because they have a good player experience and the fact that people are actually enjoying the game, they can play it normally, and as a result, they'll spend money on it. Wargaming did the opposite.
I mean, they did screw my favorite game. They did screw World of Warcraft, so I hate Activision. So
oh, well, I never played that.
I used to play so I can't comment. And back in the day, they had a pay-to-win system, which people didn't like, so the community reached to the devs. They said, this pay-to-win thing is terrible, it's just bad. And they did something about it. They did make a free-to-play version of the pay-to-win stuff, which helped the community so much. I think if Blitz did something like that...
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good, actually.
I never realized they actually had a pay-to-win,
Another thing about Wargaming, obviously... Blitz it's not exactly pay to win, but when you do spend money, it does make your game a lot easier for yourself. One of the things, obviously when you do the tutorial, when you start up, you get a certain amount of gold. And what I noticed was that the amount of gold has gradually gone down in the last few years from, I think it was about 2.5k that you got when you originally joined. I think that's what I got on my account. Yeah, and then now it's only about 600.
I remember that too.
And that's something that was quite helpful because it would allow you to either get a premium, you can get premium account, like that kind of thing, and you could get yourself sorted. And that also gives you an insight of what the premium aspects were, and that's probably half the reason why I spent money in the first place. Now you can't buy a single thing apart from a day of premium, which is not going to do you anything when you're on tier 2. So I just see Wargaming moving stuff away from the player. They're kind of going for more profits, even though they do try in some aspects. They're just fucking up in other ones more severely.
Really, really great.
So it's just frustrating overall. So yeah, it's true. And what makes it worse is that fact that we've been saying this to them for so long and they refuse to acknowledge anything just shows that they're not willing to make any changes, and that it's not going to really change in particular anytime soon. Then they seem happy to be chucking out tier 10 collector tanks, but they're not happy to fix a server issue. And that's just really frustrating for all of us, really.
I agree.
Well, we can't really help them. We can't really tell them what to do. It's up to them. They have to make the initiative.
It is up to at the end of the day, it is their company, it's their business, and they can run it how they want. It's just unfortunate that
I mean, they could have the numbers that they could say that only a 5% fraction of the community actually suffers from this packet loss thing, or maybe only the better players actually notice the packet loss thing because we actually care not really about stats, but we want to have a good game. Maybe they could say that, and not everyone's complaining about it, so it's not much of a big issue. It is on YouTube. It is on with the bigger streamers like Meadsy. Even Martin was pretty calm about it, servers lagging up again. How he does it. So I don't think Wargaming's taking that seriously because not a lot of people are actually using the report function, or they have enough people to monitor the report stuff. Because the people replying to my reports, and I'm mostly in Asia server, right? The people replying to my reports are have Russian names, so I'm not sure if it's a random generated Russian name.
Yeah, mine have Russian names as well.
Or it's literally a Russian.
When I say something,
or not really Russian, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. And half of these replies, I'm certain they're auto respond. I could send 2 different tickets to Wargaming, and I'll get the exact same response either way. So
you just send a ticket, right? And it takes 24 hours for them to reply, and it's an auto response. Anyway, it's rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. And
Dear Commander, I'm sorry we hear about your issue. Blah blah blah. We're trying to do something about it. Please donate more money to Wargaming.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. And it's so annoying just to see that is how the game is at the moment. And there's nothing we can really do about it. So, in the end of the day, it's their business. And if they don't change the way that they do stuff, they'll lose their players. Inevitably, it will happen. So, at the end of the day, it's their loss. And we'll be playing something different in a few years' time anyway. So, it is what it is.
I keep playing Blitz because I still find it, interesting. But the moment they stop fixing what they really have to fix, those basic things, we'll just probably leave. It's a bunch of pixels. Yeah, I spent a lot of money in the game, but if it doesn't, really make it fun for me, like Bushka, right? He did get a PUBG Mobile sponsorship, but once he finds the game, I'll play a couple games here now and then, but not, like I used to play. I'll play 4 hours straight. So they do have to do something.
I can't. In fairness to them, it is perhaps one of the better mobile games that you can get. That is fair enough. I will respect that. But when obviously the first time when I saw Blitz, the main reason I played it was because the graphics were so much better for a mobile game anyway. That is probably the first reason why I started playing it. And since then, I haven't actually seen much difference in terms of the gameplay changing. Obviously, they've improved the graphics somewhat since then.
There's been improvements,
but overall, in terms of servers and stuff that we've been talking about for years now, it hasn't really changed. And I doubt it will change anytime soon. The only time they will change it is when it's too late anyway. So as soon as the game stops being fun for me, I'll stop playing it. And that'll be it. It's fair enough. I'm not upset that I spent money on it. I'm happy I have. Otherwise I would have found it very boring. So basically I've just paid for a pastime, which is fine by me. So
the one thing I feel that some people, they would want to leave, but because they've spent such a big amount of money on the game, it's really hard for them to leave. I know people who have spent thousands of dollars, and they have no interest in the game anymore. But because they've spent so much money, they still want to play it because they feel bad for leaving.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly how they feel. Yeah, that must be very frustrating as well.
But it's like any other game. Like when you think about it,
Yeah,
we've
it's
done
true
it
with any
some other
game.
either in Blitz, or we've done it in some other game.
Yeah, that's part of the gaming thing as well. You spend money, you move on. It's like what is it? FIFA. People spend thousands on FIFA every year, and it's the same game every year.
It's a great game,
and
though.
you have to move. Yeah, it is a great game. I do enjoy it as well. And obviously, when the new one comes out, you will move on to the new one, and you lose the money that you spent on the last one. But that's the trade-off. You have that year of fun or whatever, and that's fine. And then when a new one comes along, you do the same thing. But there's no problem with that because your satisfaction in it is continuous. The only difference with a company like, say, EA and Activision and Wargaming is the fact that their consumer satisfaction is consistent. But with Wargaming, it's a negative correlation on how it's going downwards. And it's definitely declining in terms of satisfaction. So eventually, that's going to hit the bottom and they're fucked. They can't do anything about it. And they've only got themselves to blame at the end of the day. They've managed it how they've wanted to manage it. So it is what it is.
Yep. Nothing much I can add to that.
Yeah, yeah, literally. What I'm going to do is we'll call it a day here because it has been a while. And I'll just say thank you for listening.
Yeah, you
and
guys
I will catch you in the next one.
If there's any topics you guys wanted to discuss, or please leave in the comments down below.
Just leave in the comments down below. Check out Tim's channel. I'll link that in the channel description below. And Alex's channel, I'll also put that in the description below. You'll probably subscribe to both of them. If you're not, go subscribe now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
and
see ya.
I'll catch you later.
Yep. See ya.
Hey guys, it's Shady, and thank you for watching or listening to the podcast so far. If you've gotten this far through the video, I really appreciate it, and I really hope you enjoyed. And if you did like it, just drop a like down below, subscribe, leave a comment, and that'll make it worthwhile for me, because in essence, there's only really the point of me doing this if people like it, and I can't be bothered to do this if we get like 10 people that like it out of how many? I have 145 at this point in time. Maybe we'll grow. The target is 1k eventually, but we'll see. Like I briefly addressed at the start of the video, I've been busy. College has been very time consuming. I took a break from the game as well. But other than that, I've come back now for a little bit. I'm going to start tryharding again, try and get good stats and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. If the game annoys me, I'm just going to leave again, but at the moment it's alright. There's game modes, there's new stuff, free stuff, I'll take it. So yeah, so if you did enjoy, leave a like, and that'll make my day. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Also, if you have replays, do send them to me, because I lack content.